Well, the crypto market has been in a state of chaos over the last 12 hours, ever since we saw the announcement this morning from Donald Trump's administration letting us know that they would be launching a new crypto strategic reserve here in the United States. Now, as a result of this chaos and throughout this chaos, a lot of confusion is starting to pop up. A lot of questions are starting to pop up. I mean, is this the bull market coming back? Should we be buying? Should we be taking profit? I mean, what do we do now? These chaotic moments invoke the most amount of confusion. And what I wanted to do tonight is just to jump on and let you all know my general thoughts. Okay, what is going on? What am I doing now? What am I expecting next? And much more. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Tyler Hill, and I am one of the owners of the Crypto Strategy School, one of the biggest schools in the world of crypto. And in addition to that, I do post here on my YouTube channel every single day, letting you all know what's happening in the market from a news and technical perspective. And again, in today's video, what we're going to do is we are going to do a pretty solid deep dive about, okay, what is going on? Why is it important? What should we be looking out for next? And much more. And so with all of that out the way, look, let's not waste any more time at all. And let's get straight into the video. Now, looking at the crypto market today, we can see what's been going on. It's absolute chaos. You got ADA up 70%, XRP up 31%, Solana up 23%. This thing is moving. And it's not even just these, it's basically everything. You have everything from layer one, such as ADA, which is kind of boring and doesn't really do much, all the way down to Pepe, which is just a meme coin, absolutely pumping, currently again on its own, up about 15% today. Now, this has come as, of course, a result of what we saw this morning. And I'm sure you've seen all the headlines, so I'm not going to get too deep into it. But just to summarize, of course, Donald Trump did come out and announce the new crypto strategic reserve, which would feature cryptos like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, ADA, and XRP. Now, since this news, again, we've really seen those five specifically pumping, but also some of your other US-based cryptos. Because obviously this is like a US-based initiative, we've also seen things like XLM and HBAR and some of your other US-based cryptos doing extremely well, which is no surprise. Now, regarding this pump itself, I am obviously very happy that it's happening because, of course, we have been doing a lot of buying over the last week. I mean, you guys saw, I bought Bitcoin at 79,000 and 80.8 thousand, 80.4 thousand, 82,000. I mean, we were accumulating over the last week or so. So obviously, I am happy that this pump is happening, but I do believe it is a very blatant form of manipulation, and we kind of called it here on the channel. Just yesterday, I made a video for you all that said, crypto holders, this is a trap. Do not fall for it. And highlighted the fact that everybody was starting to get certain. You started to see liquidations popping up straight to the upside. Everybody was getting in a position to have 100x trades open either to the upside or the downside. I'm like, listen, the fact that we're here right now, we're probably going to start to see a ton of volatility because that's how this manipulative environment goes. And just 24 hours later, you see this massive news. Now, it's not even just that. You also see things this morning, for example, like someone opened a $123 million long trade on ETH and a $72 million long trade on Bitcoin with 50x leverage like 2 hours before the announcement. And I mean, good for them. I'm not hating on your swag, bro. Do your thing. But at the end of the day, it's just blatant manipulation, even to the core of, what cryptos got picked. You have XRP, a major political lobbyist here in the United States. You have Solana, which is where Trump coin is featured at. You have Cardano, another major US-based political lobbyist, right? You have all of these things that just point in the direction that all of this is just blatantly manipulated. And although it is beneficial for us this time, it's not always good for us, right? We usually are on the other side of manipulation, getting absolutely wrecked. And so again, although I am happy that we are seeing this pump today, it does get a little irritating because you can just tell that that dump we saw last week was probably just a manipulative front-running dump for whales to be able to accumulate at cheaper prices before this happened. Like, that's most likely why we saw that huge fall off last week. Now, gladly, I guess, for us, we had been accumulating. I mean, I told you all, right? In this video, crypto crash, do this now. I told you, I'm accumulating right now. In this video, crypto's best signal flashes, I told you, we're at a 10 on the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. We're overextended. It doesn't make sense. I'm buying right now. So we were able to capitalize on it by being able to pick up things. I mean, what we were buying Solana around $134, medium-sized purchases, guys. These are sizable, right? So we were able to capitalize on it. But it is just a little like, I wish we didn't have to, right? I wish we didn't have to know how to navigate a manipulative market to be able to make money, because a lot of people do get wrecked. Now, I will let you know before we do pivot into the next step, which is me kind of just going into, okay, what now, right? If you do want to be able to have an advantage to some degree within these markets. I do have 2 free guides for you down below. There's a beginner's guide for all of you who just want to get started and understand this market a little bit better. And there's also a beyond the basics guide in which you can go and you can sign up and get even more information regarding strategies, risk management, and much more. So do head to the links down below and go get those there completely for free. Sign up, enter in your information, press submit, and I'll send it to you myself, and you'll get all that information directly delivered to you. So go check that out. Now, moving a little bit forward, okay, we know what happened in the market. We know that the market's pumping, why it's pumping. It was manipulated. Let's get into the big question. Let's kind of just get straight into the big question. What now? I think that's what a lot of people are wondering. What now? We got the pump. This was like the biggest piece of news we possibly could have gotten. What now? Well, I have good news and I have bad news. And I'm just going to give you the bad news first. Okay, I'm just going to give you the bad news first. Well, although this pump has been fantastic, all this pump did was put us right back where we were. And everyone's happy that Bitcoin, for example, is back at, say, $93,000. But I think they forgot how they felt a couple days ago. I think about a week ago, a lot of people are forgetting how they felt a week ago. People are forgetting how they felt 2 weeks ago. And quite frankly, you guys make fun of me for it all the time, but there is a thing called an HMZ, and it's a high manipulation zone. And it's a zone where you're going to see fake outs and breakouts and micro pumps, liquidity hunts, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We've talked about it a million times. And although what we're seeing today is fantastic, what's happened, quite frankly, guys, is we've just been put right back into this high manipulation zone. And now I do expect that we're kind of just back to the beginning. We're just back where we were. We had this moment. The manipulative, we saw a manipulative move downwards, in my opinion. There was an opportunity for Wells and whoever was able to do it, to accumulate here. They got that moment, and now the market's just pumped right back there. And now we're back in the decision-making zone, right? We're back in this sideways consolidationary channel that is going to be difficult. Everybody's screaming that the bull market is back and that we're going to go straight up and everything's going to pump. And I'm going to be quite honest, guys, there's nothing quite yet that says that is for sure the case. I mean, Bitcoin's prices recovered in $93,000, $94,000, which is fantastic. But quite frankly, guys, we have major liquidity above us. All of these levels that we were bouncing on like this right here, this is all resistance. You have resistance right here, which is the bottom side, previous point of support from this. You have your 50% threshold resistance, which is where we got rejected off of last time. In addition to that, you're also going to have your golden Fibonacci resistance, which is going to sit right here up to $102,000. Then once you pass that, you're going to have your top side of the HMZ resistance as well. So this isn't a situation where the bull market is confirmed and that we're for sure going to keep going straight up. And if you do fall into the trap of assuming that's going to happen, you are offering yourself up to the lizard people to eat you, right? The way that I see it. And so although it is good that we saw the market push back into this zone and that we did see some recovery, we can't get so far ahead of ourselves to say for sure that the bull market is back, because quite frankly, we have so much resistance above us. We have a bunch of battles. And now, yes, if we start winning these battles, we push above 99K, above 102K, then we clear out of this HMZ. Of course, that's optimistic. Of course, that's a good thing. Of course, we can push up towards 130K. Absolutely, we can continue into a bull market, but we're not there yet. We haven't confirmed anything yet. And so I don't want you to get too far ahead of yourself. That's the bad news. Now, there is good news. The good news is that, again, we are in this HMZ. And what we just saw was a fake out. Because quite frankly, that's what that was. You might not think that is the case, but that is the case. What we saw was the market fall out of this range. We get rejected as we fell out. We failed the back test and we re-entered. By nature, by objective technical law, that is what's called a fake out. And the good thing is, whenever you have a structure, for example, that looks something like this, so you're going sideways, boom, boom, you have clear resistance and you have clear support, and then you fake out, which means you pretend to break out to the downside, it will oftentimes lead to a breakout to the upside. Now, in a moment like this, it is a little bit hard to determine an objective, numerical value, like what percent chance it has to break out, but it's a pretty high chance that following a fake out like this, you do see that breakout to the upside. So this is a good thing, the fact that we saw this fake out down here, but we can't, again, get so far ahead of ourselves, because that doesn't mean for sure that the market's about to do this. It doesn't mean for sure that you should go 100x long on leverage and buy every single thing you possibly can right now, because the reality of the situation here, guys, is that if we get any sort of bad news, this is still possible. It is still possible for it to make that move, and honestly, that would be to some degree max pain, in my opinion, because now everyone's optimistic. Everyone was optimistic here, then the market nosedived, then everyone got bearish, now they're optimistic again, and they're manipulating your emotions. They're playing with your feelings, quite frankly, and this is still a possibility. So the bad news is that we're back into this HMZ, and at any given point, we might just fall right back out of it. The good news about it is, though, we did just get a fake out. And again, oftentimes fake outs can lead to breakouts in the opposite direction. From a political macro perspective, this is a good thing as well. I mean, the news that we got today was very good. And it just goes to show the extent to which the United States is willing to back up crypto and to stand behind crypto. And that sort of narrative, I mean, that sort of sentiment alone might be what we need in order to get moving to the upside. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying we're not going to go upwards, that we can't go upwards. Of course we can. But just don't get too far ahead of yourselves right now, because we're just back into this same exact zone that we were in for the last couple months. And that zone is the same one that liquidated hundreds of millions of dollars and liquidated more people than we've ever seen in crypto history. Okay, in crypto history. So the general overview is, look, this is fantastic. This is good. What we are seeing in this market is good. Our buys are up. Our sentiment is up. Emotions running high. Things feel good. And that's okay. It's okay to relish in this because, again, how often do we get moments that we feel like this recently? Not many, right? So it is okay to enjoy the moment. But what's not okay is to get so far ahead of yourself that you're now forgetting what 3 days ago felt like. You're forgetting what 4 days ago felt like. You're forgetting how fast this market can fall. Because quite frankly, I mean, you go look, like, I'm going to be honest with you guys, like, one thing that does spook me a little bit is you go look at liquidation maps and look what's happened here. We go to 30-day Bitcoin liquidations. There's already $5 billion with a B dollars worth of liquidations that happen if this market goes back to 80K. Now, do I think that is going that direction? No, not particularly, quite frankly, considering the fact that there's still over $9 billion in liquidations in front of us, and it would be very easy for Bitcoin to push above 100K to liquidate them. I think it's more likely that Bitcoin continues to go up to liquidate these people. I think it's more likely that crypto continues to climb, but that's not going to come without chop. That's not going to come without moments where crypto probably does fall a little bit and then does pump and fall and pump and fall and pump, right? There is going to be hardship. There is going to be conflict throughout this. We're probably not just going to go straight up here. And so I just want you to relax a little bit. I want you to stand back and pull back and remove your emotions a little bit and just remember, we are in the biggest period of manipulation that the crypto market has seen in its entire existence. And that doesn't change just because we got a pump today, okay? So just lock in and just remember that. Now, what am I doing? Okay, that's my expectations of the market. So what am I doing? Well, I've actually made some pretty big moves. Okay, I've actually made some pretty big moves. As I told you all, I went in last week and I did some pretty sizable purchasing, my friends. I mean, I did some pretty sizable purchasing. As I showed you, we bought ETH at 2,200. We bought SWI at 274. I mean, we bought Solana at $134. Guys, just from today, Solana's already back up towards $176. These purchases are up anywhere from 20 to 40% from all these purchases we did just over the last week. And what I will actually let you know is that today what I did is I took all of that capital that I invested over the last week and I pulled it back out. So look, let me show you what I did. So say if I invested $100 into Bitcoin at $80,000. Now Bitcoin's at 95,000. Let's say, for example, I have $115 now. I can't remember the exact number, 120 bucks, whatever. It doesn't matter. It means I'm up $15 or $20, right? What I actually did, I pulled my entire initial investment back out. So all the money that I invested over the last week, I just pulled it right back out and left the profits in. And so now I'm in a situation where the crypto market fell. I got a bunch of free crypto, and now it's back where we just were, and I have the same amount of cash that I had a week ago. I have the same amount of cash I had a week ago, but a lot more crypto. Now, Tyler, why are you doing that? I mean, that's a big move to make. Why'd you sell so much? Why'd you pull your initials out? Because I know how this zone works. I understand and I'm aware of the fact that we are in an HMZ. And just because we're positive today, don't mean we're going to be positive tomorrow. And whenever you have a crazy run like this, yeah, sometimes it's followed by pullbacks. Sometimes it's followed by consolidation for a long time. And I want to have the same amount of cash right now as I did right here, because that's what my strategy says. So no, I'm not going to get greedy into the thought of saying, okay, well, what if Bitcoin goes to 130K, and then you sold some right here and now you regret it. No, I won't. Why? Because I still have a lot of crypto left over, the same amount that I had back in here. And I have all of that free crypto that I was able to accumulate in here. That's going to go run. So sure, am I going to make as much as I could have if it goes up here? No, obviously not. But my strategy is my strategy and I stick to my strategy. And my strategy wanted me to have a specific amount of cash set to the side whenever we were right here. And so now that we're back up around that zone, I'm selling back out of that crypto, leaving the profits in and keeping that cash just like I did head back there because I ignore and avoid my emotions. I don't listen to my emotions because honestly, guys, I'm so bullish about what we saw today. I want to just leave it all there. I want to just keep all those buys, keep all those good average cost guys. I bought Bitcoin at $79.7 thousand, right? I want to leave it alone, but that's not what my strategy says. And I stick to my strategy like it is a religion because quite frankly, when I go away from my strategy, I lose. And so that's what I did. Now, for my purchases outside of just the last week, I'm leaving them all alone. Right. So all of the purchases, the Bitcoin positions, the Solana positions that I had from back here when I was buying all throughout the, this pullback of last year throughout the bear market, I've left those all alone. Right. I took a lot of profit back in December and I'm happy with the profit that I took. And so if the market does push back up towards 103K, yeah, you bet your butt I'm going to start taking some profit again. But outside of the purchases from just the last week, I've left basically all of it alone because, again, from a macro perspective, I am bullish. I've told you all consistently, I'm still not under the belief that the bull market's over. And so with that in mind, I'm leaving some of that crypto in because I want some of those gains. I took profits here. Now we got a pullback. I got some free crypto here. And if we can get this run, I'll take more profits here. I still think we're in a bull market. So I'm leaving all those old, more long-term purchases alone. But those short-term purchases, again, I did pull my initials out. So now it's risk-free. And the worst case scenario is that the bull market, the market does fall. But hey, at least my average cost is lower because I got those profits from right here. And guess what? Guess what I get to do? If the market does pull back, that cash that I invested right here, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw it back in. I'm just going to throw it right back in. And now I'm able to get double, basically. Double the amount that I purchased back here. A little bit less than that, but you get the point, right? And so that's my strategy. The things that I purchased last week, I took my initial investment out. I'm leaving the profits in. Anything before that, I'm just leaving it alone. Because what we saw today was extremely bullish. It confirms my bias that I think we're still in a bull market. And I think that there is still room left to run for gains and growth. And so I'm going to leave those crypto, my crypto in, and I'm going to just kind of see what happens. I'm going to let it play out, okay? And that's just my strategy. So that's where we are. There's obviously a lot to go into. This week, what I'm going to update you all a ton on is what is happening here. You remember how I told you there's a lot of battles in front of us? A lot of my content over the next week or two probably is going to be around those battles, okay? How is Bitcoin operating whenever it's hitting these major resistance zones? Are the bulls winning? Are the bears winning? Are we gaining momentum or losing momentum? I'll keep you all updated as this battle does play out, but please do remember where we're at. We are in an HMZ, and this is a zone that is going to cause you losses if you get too involved emotionally and if you get too high on leverage. I think personally, 5x leverage to 10x leverage, max. Absolutely max. I'm not going into the 50s. I'm not going into the hundreds. I'm keeping it 3, 4, 5 to 10 at very, very most. Now, if you do want to do some leverage trading between 5x to 10x, I don't think you should go higher than that. But if you want to do some leverage trading, you can check out BTCC. This is where I have been getting back into trading at, and you can get a 10% bonus on all first-time deposits. That is available for you down in the description below. Go check out some of the terms and conditions and stipulations, but that's available for you down there. But I, again, wouldn't be going very high on it. I'm not doing anything else really big. No big buys, no big sells, no big leverage. Why? Because I'm sorry to break it to you, we're back in that manipulative zone, and we need to get some clarity on how this is all going to play out before we can start making some huge moves, okay? So that's where we are with that, and yeah, I'll keep you guys updated here. As you all know, if you do want to see these things, right, whenever I was buying Bitcoin at 79K and much more, and in addition to that, if you want access to coaching and classes and live streams and courses, as I told you, I am one of the owners of the biggest crypto, or one of the biggest crypto schools in the space, and you can sign up today. That is available for you down below for as little as $5 a month. So head down to the link to go check that out. Don't forget to go follow me on Twitter at TylerHillYT. If you do want extra content from me, it's available for you there. And lastly, do not forget to go get your 2 free crypto guides, your beginner's guide and your intermediate guide, which is going to give you a ton of free value on how you can start winning in this market, okay? But with that in mind, I can't wait to kick the week off with you all. I'm getting married next weekend, so I am going to be a little bit busy towards the end of the week, but throughout the beginning of the week, I'm here with you guys, going through the journey with you. So don't forget to smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I can't wait to see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.